Today is Monday, April 27th. This is our read aloud for Out of My Mind. On Friday, I kind of left you off with a little bit of a cliffhanger. Melody had just arrived after school for the Whiz Kids trivia team tryouts, and Mr. Dimming looked at Catherine and was pretty much telling her that Melody couldn't participate. He isn't even speaking to me. He's looking right over my head at Catherine as if I were invisible. Now I am really mad. I turn up the volume on my machine very loud. I am here to take the test. Mr. Dimming blinks. Melody, I don't want your feelings to get injured. The test is very hard. I am very smart. I just don't want you to be hurt, Melody. He sounds sincere. Sort of. I'm tough, I type. You go, girl, Rose suddenly says from the front of the room. A few other kids clap their support. That makes me feel a little better. Just a little. Catherine speaks up. By law, she cannot be excluded. You know that, sir. Yes, but... Read the questions to the students just as you had planned. They'll write their answers on notebook paper. Melody will record her answers, then print them out for you. How do we know you won't be helping her? Claire asks. Because I won't be in the room, Catherine replies. Too bad, because you might need some help. Catherine grins at her, but Claire just looks away. I tell Catherine, go now. I almost push her away. Thank you. Your mom is coming to pick you up? Yes. Good luck, Melody. You're my champ, no matter what. You got that? Got it. I wave as she leaves the room. Mr. Dimming shrugs his shoulders and continues with the directions. There are 100 quiz questions. I will read each prompt one time and each answer only once. You will have 30 seconds to record each response. Please write only the capital letter A, B, C, D, and sometimes E. Are there any questions? Claire's hand shoots up. Yes. How do we know Melody doesn't have answers stored in her machine? Us normal people aren't allowed to use computers. Why are you so worried about Melody? Rose answers before Mr. D has a chance to. Are you scared she'll get a higher score than you? No way! Then be quiet so we can get started. Mr. D smiles at Rose. Students, get out 2 sheets of paper, one to write on, one to cover your answers. We believe in honesty, but an extra sheet of paper can't hurt. Everyone shuffles to find paper and pens. Then a feeling of quiet expectation falls over the room. Mr. Dimming unseals the official test and opens to the first page. Let us begin, he says, his voice suddenly sounding very official. Number 1. The capital of Colombia is A. Brussels, B. Santiago, C. Bogota, D. Jakarta. He pauses while everybody scribbles their answers. I punch in the letter C. Good old Mrs. V and her capital quiz cards. Number 2, Mr. Dimming continues. Gerontology is the study of A. The elderly, B. Gerunds, C. Germs, D. Rocks and jewels. I punched in the letter A. So far, so good. The test continues for the next 30 minutes or so. He asks questions about atoms and clouds, about fish and mammals, about famous religions and dead presidents. Some of the questions I'm sure of. I guess on a couple. The math questions make me sweat. This is the hardest, most exciting thing I've ever done. The very last question is a killer. And number 100, Mr. D says, relief in his voice. The small intestine of an average adult, if stretched out vertically, would measure about how long? A. 8 to 12 inches. B. 1 to 2 feet. C. 5 to 7 feet. D. 20 to 23 feet. I punch in the letter D, hoping I've guessed right, and breathe a sigh of relief. It was over. Pencils down, please, Mr. Dimming tells us. Make sure your name is on your paper, then cover it with the cover sheet and pass it up to me. As everyone gathers papers and scribbles their names hurriedly, I push the print button on my MetaTalker. A slim sheet with my answers emerges from the side. Mr. Dimming walks back to where I sit and rips it off. He doesn't even look at me. We're done here, he tells the class. Your parents were told what time to pick you up, but if anyone has a problem with the ride, let me know. I won't leave the building until everyone has safely left school grounds. I am the last one out. I know my mom will probably come in to get me, but I want to leave on my own power. I turn on my chair and wheel around to face the door. Melody, Mr. D calls. I spin back around. I hope you were not discouraged by all of this. I was only trying to protect you from being hurt. I'm okay, I tell him. I'll be announcing the scores and the members of the team tomorrow. I just don't want you to be disappointed. I understand. Then I asked him, top 8 scores get picked? Yes, 4 team members and 4 alternates. I am tired and I've started to drool a little. I'm sure he thinks I'm a dunce. A sloppy one at that. I feel like the red stain on my blouse is screaming. Okay, good night. Good night, Melody. See you tomorrow. And, you might want to wipe your mouth? I rubbed the sleeve of my shirt across my lips, the tomato-stained shirt. I can imagine what he's thinking. I almost bump into my mom as she hurries in. How'd you do, sweetie? She asks breathlessly. Okay, I guess. To Mr. D, she says, thank you for giving her the opportunity to participate. My pleasure, Mrs. Brooks. Melody is a delight, and I'm amazed she's been able to achieve as well as she has. Yeah, right. A delight with drippy lips and dirty shirt. Let's go, Mom, I type. I need to go to the bathroom and I want to go home. Chapter 21. Going to the bathroom at school just plain terrible. I have to be taken out of my chair, lifted onto the toilet, and held there so I don't fall. Then someone has to wipe me when I'm finished. It's not so bad when it's Mom, but it's awful when a classroom aide has to do that for me. She is required by law to wear plastic gloves, I guess in case I have some kind of infection or disease. It's completely embarrassing. I don't usually have to go first thing in the morning, but I'm so nervous on Tuesday, I asked to be taken twice. Then I go to all my inclusion classes. The students who tried out for the quiz team can't stop chatting about the test. I listen to every word. I couldn't believe how easy it was, Connor boasts. I bet I got a higher score than you did, Claire says, her voice cocky. I thought the geography questions were off the map, Rose adds. I never even heard of some of those countries. Jessica shakes her head. The math part wasn't much fun either. I can't believe we even care about a dumb test for a quiz team, Rodney comments. Because the competition is on television, man, Connor replies. Big-time TV coverage here in town, and if we make the finals, we go to D.C., where it will be televised all over the country. If we win, we get to be on Good Morning America. My grandma in Philly can watch me, and my auntie in Frisco. I'll be famous. What do you mean, if we win, Connor? Claire asks him. Don't you mean when we stomp the competition? Yeah, for sure. I already bought a new suit for when I'm on TV. Rose rolls her eyes. I thought this was a team contest, Connor, she reminds him. Hey, the team would be nothing without me. He holds his hand up in the air for high fives. I listen quietly from the back of the room. When the bell rings to indicate that it's time for Mr. Dimming's class, my palms feel sweaty. Catherine pushes me into the room and whispers in my ear, Relax, you rock. Mr. Dimming gets the class quiet and takes attendance. Why do teachers go so slowly when you want something from them? Finally, he removes a sheet of paper from his briefcase. I graded your quiz team test last night, and since many of those who tried out for the competition team are in this class, I'm going to share the results with you now. The teachers of the other classes who have students who have tried out have been given this same list and are at this moment reading the results to them. So read the list, Connor shouts, getting up from his desk. If classroom behavior were a determining factor for making the team, Connor, you might be in trouble, Mr. Dimming says. Please quiet down for a moment. He sits down quickly. Stay tuned next time to see what happens.